What if the very key to happiness lay hidden in the shadows of failure? As the sun dipped below the horizon of São Paulo, casting an orange glow over the bustling streets, Ana found herself grappling with this haunting question. At 32, she had poured her heart and soul into her dreams of becoming a renowned artist, only to watch them dissolve like the vibrant colors she longed to capture on canvas. An unexpected betrayal from her mentor left her not only disillusioned, but also questioning her very identity. Ana's vulnerability lay not just in her shattered dreams, but in her belief that her worth was tied to her success. Her heart, once filled with the spirit of creativity, now echoed with self-doubt and fear. The city around her mirrored her turmoil. The vibrant murals on the walls contrasted sharply with the grayness of her thoughts. São Paulo, a place where dreams could be both born and broken, thrummed with life. The laughter of children playing in the square, the aroma of street food wafting through the air, and the rhythm of samba music filling the night created a vivid tapestry of existence. Yet, for Ana, each burst of joy felt like a reminder of her own stagnation. The colorful chaos of the city was a stark contrast to the monochrome palette that now dominated her life. As she wandered through the streets, a chance encounter with a young street artist named Miguel changed everything. His perspective on life, a blend of resilience born from poverty and an unwavering belief in the transformative power of art, challenged Ana's worldview. Miguel's vibrant spirit illuminated the path she had abandoned, forcing her to confront the question: could failure actually be the beginning of a new journey? The main conflict loomed large in Ana's life. She had to confront not only her fear of failure but also the societal pressures that dictated success. The weight of her past betrayal and the struggle for acceptance in a world that often values achievement over authenticity left her emotionally raw. Yet, within that struggle lay the seeds of her potential for growth. As she began to reconnect with her artistic voice, Ana found herself facing not just the shadows of her past, but also the flickering light of possibility. Would she have the courage to transform her pain into purpose, to redefine happiness on her own terms? The answers awaited her on the canvas of her life, where each brushstroke carried the promise of a new beginning. As Ana ventured deeper into the vibrant heart of São Paulo, the weight of her past betrayal hung heavily on her shoulders. The initial thrill of her encounter with Miguel quickly turned into a series of challenges that tested her resolve. Though he radiated positivity, his unyielding belief in the power of art was a stark reminder of her own failures. It was as if he were holding up a mirror to her fears, reflecting everything she had lost and everything she had yet to reclaim. The more time she spent with him, the more she felt the urge to retreat back into her monochrome world, where the risks of failure were minimal. Miguel's best friend, Luisa, provided another layer of complexity to Ana's journey. A fiercely independent woman who had carved her own path as a successful photographer, Luisa challenged Ana to confront her insecurities head-on. She believed in the transformative nature of art, but had her own battles with self-doubt stemming from a society that often dismissed women artists. Luisa, while supportive, also pushed Ana to redefine her understanding of success, insisting that true artistry came from vulnerability, not perfection. This put Ana in a precarious position. Could she embrace this new notion of success, or would she continue to cling to the remnants of her former self? As Ana grappled with these new relationships, she faced an unexpected financial crisis. The betrayal from her mentor had not only crushed her spirit, but left her in a precarious position, struggling to make ends meet. The pressure to create something marketable clashed with her desire to express her raw emotions through her art. Each rejection from galleries felt like a reinforcement of her fears, forcing her to question whether she had the strength to start anew. Initially, Ana resisted Miguel's and Luisa's encouragements, retreating into her thoughts, unwilling to face the emotional turmoil that lay beneath the surface. She found herself at a crossroads, battling the urge to give up entirely. The fear of failure had become a prison, keeping her from taking the necessary steps to rebuild her life. Yet, in the quiet moments, when she allowed herself to reflect on her journey, Anna began to see glimmers of hope. The laughter of children and the rhythm of the city began to weave themselves into her thoughts, offering fragments of inspiration that she had long thought were lost. As the emotional tension mounted, Anna's vulnerability became a source of strength. She realized that the very act of facing her fears and the support from Miguel and Luisa was a step toward healing. Through their differences, she found an unexpected camaraderie, each of them teaching her valuable lessons about resilience and the power of community. With every challenge presented, Anna learned to navigate the labyrinth of her emotions, slowly transforming her pain into purpose. The path ahead was uncertain, but in the shadows of her failure, she began to glimpse the potential for a transformative rebirth. As the days turned into weeks, the vibrant heart of São Paulo pulsed with an energy that both invigorated and overwhelmed Anna. The allure of the city's artistic scene clashed with her internal struggles, dragging her deeper into a whirlpool of self-doubt. Just when she thought she was beginning to find her footing, a new twist in her journey emerged. Miguel, ever the optimist, suggested showcasing her work at a local arts festival. Initially, the idea ignited a flicker of hope within her, but soon it morphed into a suffocating pressure. The festival was a prestigious event, and the thought of exposing her vulnerability in front of a crowd filled her with dread. As Anna wrestled with her decision, Luisa seemed increasingly preoccupied. It wasn't until a late-night conversation that Anna learned Luisa was dealing with her own demons. A recent rejection from a prominent gallery had sent Luisa spiraling into a dark place, reigniting her battle with self-doubt. The realization that her friend, who had always been her pillar of strength, was faltering sent shockwaves through Anna. It amplified her fears. If Luisa could crumble under pressure, what hope did she have? The emotional turmoil reached a boiling point when Anna discovered that her once supportive mentor had not only betrayed her, but was now publicly disparaging her work at networking events. The sting of betrayal cut deeper than she expected, making her question her worth as an artist and her ability to trust again. This revelation came just as she was preparing to submit her work for the festival, forcing her to confront the chilling possibility that her past might sabotage her future. Under this mounting pressure, Anna became withdrawn, her vibrant ideas stifled by her growing anxiety. She avoided Miguel and Luisa, retreating into isolation with her sketchbook, which had become both a sanctuary and a cage. In her solitude, she grappled with feelings of failure and inadequacy. Each blank page taunted her, a reminder of the art she yearned to create but felt unworthy to produce. Miguel, sensing her withdrawal, reached out persistently, trying to reignite her passion. He shared stories of artists who had faced rejection, highlighting how their failures had fueled their growth. But with each attempt, Anna felt the weight of his optimism suffocating her. She craved understanding, not platitudes. Meanwhile, Luisa's struggles hung like a shadow over their friendship, as Anna felt torn between supporting her friend and managing her own emotional crisis. The stakes grew higher when Anna received an email from the festival organizers, a last-minute opportunity to participate in a curated showcase. The catch? She had only 2 weeks to prepare, and the looming deadline heightened her anxiety. This unexpected opportunity felt like a double-edged sword. It could be her chance to reclaim her identity as an artist, but the fear of failing in front of a discerning audience was paralyzing. As the festival approached, Anna's internal conflict intensified. She grappled with whether to lean into her vulnerability and confront her fears, or succumb to the overwhelming urge to retreat. The very essence of her journey had become a battleground between her desire for connection and her instinct to protect herself from further pain. Would she rise to the occasion, fueled by the fierce determination to reclaim her narrative, or would she let the weight of betrayal and doubt drag her back into the shadows? In the quiet moments of reflection, the answer remained elusive, teetering on the brink of revelation. As the sun dipped below the skyline of São Paulo, casting long shadows over the bustling streets, Anna received an unexpected message that would shift the course of her journey. It was from a fellow artist, Clara, whom she had met at a local cafe months ago. Clara had seen Anna's work online and was reaching out to invite her to a small, underground art showcase focused on emerging voices, those often overlooked by the mainstream. The event was intimate, designed to foster genuine connections between artists and audiences, free from the constraints of competition that characterized larger festivals. Initially, Anna felt a rush of excitement, a flicker of hope ignited by the prospect of sharing her art in a nurturing environment. But as quickly as it came, that hope was eclipsed by her familiar shadows of doubt and fear. The invitation felt like a lifeline, yet it also threatened to expose her vulnerabilities. Would she be able to present her work after everything that had happened? The betrayal she had suffered from her mentor loomed large in her mind, a reminder of how fragile trust could be. In a moment of clarity, however, Anna realized that this could be her opportunity to reclaim her narrative. The underground showcase was not about perfection. It was about expression. With every fiber of her being, she felt a resolve begin to form, pushing back against the paralyzing fear that had wrapped around her heart. She wanted to stand in her truth, to share not just her art but the story that accompanied it, the struggles, the failures, the rebirth. As she prepared for this transformative event, the emotional weight she had carried began to lighten. The pressure of the prestigious festival faded into the background, replaced by the freedom to create authentically. Anna found herself sketching with renewed vigor, each line a testament to her resilience. The blank pages that had once taunted her now became canvases of hope and healing. But the most significant change occurred within her friendship with Louisa. Inspired by the idea of vulnerability as strength, Anna reached out to her friend. They spent hours talking, sharing their fears and dreams, and what had once been a shadow over their relationship morphed into a source of solidarity. Louisa, too, began to open up, revealing her own struggles with self-worth and the fear of not being enough. They both realized that their journeys, though fraught with obstacles, could intertwine, lifting each other up rather than dragging one another down. This newfound understanding brought a sense of purpose to Anna's art. The showcase became not just a platform for her work, but a space for dialogue about vulnerability and empowerment. She decided to create a piece that reflected their shared experiences, a visual representation of their friendship, the struggles they faced, and the strength they drew from one another. This decision ignited a fire within her, fueling her desire to not only confront her past but to embrace it as a part of her journey. As the day of the showcase approached, Anna felt a mixture of anticipation and anxiety. The thought of sharing her art, her story in such an intimate setting, filled her with both dread and exhilaration. The stakes were high, but she was ready to embrace the challenge. The transformative event had shifted her trajectory. She was no longer just an artist grappling with self-doubt, but a woman ready to rise, to reclaim her voice, and to inspire others in the process. With the showcase on the horizon, Anna stood at the precipice of a new beginning, prepared to confront the fears that had once held her captive. The emotional landscape of her journey had changed, and she felt a surge of clarity. She was not merely an artist, she was a storyteller, and the world was ready to hear her tale. The climax of her journey was near, and with it the potential for profound transformation, not just for herself, but for those who would witness her art and the courage behind it. As Anna stepped into the dimly lit gallery, a mixture of anticipation and dread washed over her. The air was thick with the scent of paint and the murmurs of an intimate crowd. She took a deep breath, her heart pounding as the reality of the moment sunk in. This was it, the underground showcase that could redefine her path as an artist. However, the specter of her mentor's betrayal loomed large in her mind, threatening to unravel the courage she had worked so hard to cultivate. She glanced around the room, searching for Clara's familiar face, seeking some semblance of support. But just then, her gaze landed on the very figure who had caused her so much pain. Her mentor stood across the room, laughing and mingling with other established artists. A wave of anger and hurt surged through her, momentarily choking her resolve. The familiar voice of self-doubt crept in. What if she was still an amateur, unworthy of this space? What if she crumbled in front of everyone? But as she stood there, Anna remembered the countless hours spent sketching, the conversations with Louisa that had ignited her spirit, and the realization that vulnerability was indeed a form of strength. She thought of the piece she had created, a visual ode to her friendship with Louisa, an embodiment of resilience that spoke of their shared struggles. It was then that she understood this wasn't just about her art, it was about reclaiming her voice and standing firm against the shadows of her past. With renewed clarity, Anna made her way to the center of the gallery, her heart racing, but her posture strong. The murmurs quieted as she stood before the audience, all eyes drawn to her. She took a moment to collect her thoughts, feeling the warmth of the spotlight envelop her. "Thank you for being here," she began, her voice steady despite the tremor of her hands. "Tonight, I want to share not just my work, but the story behind it. A story of friendship, betrayal, and the strength found in vulnerability." As she spoke, she felt the tension in the room shift. The audience leaned in, captivated by her candidness. Anna unveiled her piece, a vibrant tapestry that illustrated the intertwining lives of two women navigating the tumultuous waters of doubt and fear. She shared how Louisa had become her anchor, how their bond had transformed from one of competition to a profound support system. With each word, she dismantled the barriers that had once confined her, the pain of betrayal becoming a thread woven into her narrative rather than a shackle. When she finished, the silence that followed felt heavy, but it was quickly replaced by a wave of applause. The audience responded with enthusiasm, their appreciation palpable. Anna's heart swelled with a mix of relief and joy. She had faced her greatest challenge not just in presenting her work but in confronting her past and the person who had once silenced her. But the real moment of triumph came when Clara stepped forward, tears in her eyes. "You've inspired me," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "You've shown us all that it's okay to be vulnerable, to share our struggles. Thank you for your courage." The sincerity of Clara's words washed over Anna like a healing balm, affirming her journey of self-acceptance. In that moment, Anna realized the profound impact of her story. Her art had not only served as a personal catharsis, but had also ignited a dialogue about the importance of solidarity and the strength found in shared experiences. The showcase had become a space of empowerment, where artists and audience alike could connect through their vulnerabilities. As the evening drew to a close, Anna felt a sense of liberation she had never known. She had stepped into her truth, defied the chains of her past, and emerged not just as an artist but as a beacon of resilience. The shadows that had once clouded her path began to dissipate, replaced by the clarity of purpose and the bonds of friendship that had been forged anew. In that underground gallery, amidst the echoes of applause, Anna had not only reclaimed her voice, she had also redefined her journey, ready to embrace whatever came next. As the applause faded and the crowd began to disperse, Anna felt an unfamiliar lightness envelop her. The moment had been transformative, rippling through her life and the lives of those around her. She caught sight of Clara, who was still wiping tears from her cheeks, and could see the spark of inspiration ignited within her friend. Their friendship had deepened, forged anew through shared struggles and triumphs, a bond strengthened by vulnerability. In the days that followed, Anna noticed a shift not only in her own heart, but in the environment of the gallery itself. Conversations buzzed with newfound energy as artists began to share their own stories of pain and resilience. Her act of courage had inspired others to embrace their vulnerabilities, breaking down the walls that had kept them isolated in their own struggles. The Underground Showcase became a monthly gathering, a safe space for artists to connect, support, and uplift one another, redefining what it meant to be part of an artistic community. Anna took time to reflect on her journey. She acknowledged the betrayal of her mentor, recognizing it as a painful chapter that led her to discover her own strength. The experience had taught her invaluable lessons about trust, resilience, and the importance of surrounding herself with those who genuinely supported her. No longer did she view her past failures as marks of shame. Instead, they became stepping stones toward her evolution. Each misstep had shaped her. Each moment of doubt had fueled her resolve. As she stood before her newly completed series in the gallery, Anna felt a surge of gratitude for Louisa, who had been her unwavering support. Louisa had not only cheered her on during the showcase, but had also played a crucial role in the creation of her latest piece, a collaboration that spoke of their shared journey and the beauty of friendship. Their connection blossomed into a partnership that blended their artistic styles, creating something neither could have achieved alone. The impact of Anna's boldness rippled beyond her immediate circle. Whispers of her journey reached the ears of art critics and potential patrons. Soon, opportunities began to arise, not just for her, but for others in the community. Exhibitions were organized that showcased diverse voices, celebrating inclusion and the power of storytelling through art. Anna found herself at the forefront, not just as an artist, but as a mentor to emerging talents, guiding them to find their voices in a world that often tried to silence them. In the quiet moments of reflection, Anna understood that her journey was not merely about personal success, but rather about uplifting others and fostering an environment of solidarity and empowerment. She had transformed her pain into purpose, using her art to inspire change and encourage dialogue about vulnerability and resilience. As the sun set on the gallery's exterior, casting a warm glow on the vibrant artwork displayed within, Anna felt a profound sense of peace. She had not only reclaimed her voice, but had also become a catalyst for change, proving that through the trials of life, one could emerge stronger, more connected, and ready to embrace whatever came next. You saw how embracing vulnerability can transform lives, as seen through Anna's journey, she reflected. Now, I want to hear from you. How did this journey touch your heart? Have you ever faced something similar? Leave your comment below, and let's share our stories to inspire one another. If you found this message meaningful and believe it could make a difference in someone's life, please like the video and share it with those who need to hear it today. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell to keep following more stories like this. Your participation is what makes this space special.